The First Coast's most accurate forecast from the First Coast News Weather Team, certified by WeatherRate, sponsored by AC Designs.
Welcome in, beautiful people. Happy Wednesday to you and a hump day. We're a little late today, but hey, better late than never is what I always say. We've been enjoying the sunshine out there this afternoon. Temperatures have been a little bit warmer than they've been over the past couple of days. We waved goodbye to highs in the 50s yesterday, today, back up into the low 60s. But really no rain in the forecast here locally, and also no snow. Now, a completely different story off to the north. We have two separate systems that are really causing some havoc to some portions of the country. And it's really north of that I-40 corridor that runs from the Carolinas through Tennessee out to Oklahoma and eventually out to the West Coast. One system dropping its way across the northern Rockies and Wyoming and Montana and the western part of the Dakotas. And another one, likely more impactful just overall to the amount of people, to portions of the mid-Atlantic and New England states, seeing a mix of rain and snow. And this is all stemming from where that jet stream is currently set up. So kind of arcing up over the western third of the country, down across the southern plains, into the deep south, and then right back up along the eastern slopes of the Appalachians into the mid-Atlantic and New England states, pumping in plenty of moisture for those folks. So here's a current look at satellite and radar. As I mentioned, kind of a mix of rain and snow depending on where folks are at. Some snow in the higher elevations there, western Virginia, but most of it is from Cleveland up towards Toronto, and then really upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and even the Poconos there in Pennsylvania, getting it in on a little bit of the snow action. But I want to take you in into western New York. So we're talking probably about 50 to 100 miles to the southeast of Buffalo. So really in between Buffalo and Williamsport, just kind of picture where we're talking there on the map. We got a live look here for you at what conditions are looking like out there right now. So the snow has currently stopped falling in this location, but can clearly see still a lot of wet roadways up there, low clouds. That looks just like kind of a dreary, miserable day out there in western New York. So thankfully, we are not dealing with any of that here at home. We have a lot more sunshine, really the complete opposite here. The camera didn't load. Well, I was going to give you a live look outside, but nonetheless, you'll take my word for it based off of our own satellite and radar. Clear skies out there. The clouds have drifted off to the east and southeast. Temperatures have warmed rather nicely into the low 60s for the most part across the First Coast today. St. Augustine, Brunswick at 61 each, 64 from Jacksonville down to Orange Park, 62 and Waycross currently. So if you have evening plans tonight, you should be in luck. Perhaps heading down to St. Augustine for Nights of Lights. After sunset, temperatures will cool off, of course, as they always do, rather quickly down into the mid to upper 50s by 6 to 7 a.m. and eventually down into the 40s overnight tonight. So we don't have to be concerned about a freeze warning or frost advisories tonight. Will be a little bit of a different story tomorrow night and into Friday morning. We'll touch on that here in a second. But for tonight into tomorrow morning, we're talking low to mid 40s for inland areas, mid to upper 40s from Jacksonville eastward out towards the intercoastal and the beaches. So yes, it's going to be a chilly start to the morning tomorrow, but perhaps not nearly as cold as it has been in some locations out there across the First Coast over the last couple of days. The afternoon, though, will be perhaps just a few degrees cooler. We're going to have a very, very weak cold front drop southward across the First Coast tomorrow. Northwest breeze of only about 5 to 10 miles per hour, but it will pull in some slightly cooler air. So we're talking upper 50s across southeastern Georgia, low 60s for much of the I-10 corridor and southward. So still a sunny day, but a little bit on the cooler side tomorrow. We're going to take our quick break, as we always do at 4:40, and then after the break, we'll kind of talk more about the next cold spell on the way here coming up Friday morning, and of course a look ahead to the weekend forecast as well coming up. Welcome back in, folks. Let's talk a little bit about the forecast tomorrow. Of course, a chilly start to the morning, as we mentioned. That cold front, very, very weak front, moving its way in. Northwest breeze might just drop our temperatures a few more degrees, but really we're going to notice the colder air much more so tomorrow night and into early Friday morning. The National Weather Service, of course, always getting ahead of this. They've already issued a freeze watch in place, really across very similar locations that saw the freeze warning yesterday. So we're talking Union, Baker, Columbia County, inland Nassau, inland Camden, and Glenn counties, and then, of course, Charlton, Pierce, Brantley, and Ware counties also included in that freeze watch. That'll more than likely go into effect around midnight tomorrow night, and then continue until at least 7 or 8 a.m. Friday morning. So right there's a look at your Friday morning lows, right around that freezing point from Waycross straight down US 1 to Folkestone, McClenny, Lake City, even getting in on a little bit of the action for the inland portion of Duval County. So we're talking out towards White House and Baldwin. It'll be close. We're talking anywhere from about 32 to 35. So we are expecting some frost in those locations. Up by the Jacksonville Airport and Ocean Way, and kind of the northern side of Duval County, more than likely upper 30s. For Orange Bark and areas southward, so the south side, over to Bay Meadows and St. Augustine, Julington Creek, Silverleaf, low to mid 40s for you folks. So you don't have to worry about frost or a freeze. It's really going to be areas west of the river and north of I-10. Again, this is going to be for Friday morning for a potential frosty start for some. So another cold morning. That's really the theme here over the next couple of days, right? I mean, we're talking cold mornings, and then by the afternoon, you're going to warm up anywhere from about 25 to 30 degrees. That's exactly what's happening on Friday. We're going from 37 to 67. So you're going to start the morning off in your winter coat. By the afternoon, probably a light jacket is probably enough for you, because it will be plenty sunny out there. So no rain or no storms in the forecast through the end of this week, and really over the next 5 days. This is our expected rainfall from the Weather Prediction Center. Obviously, not a whole lot going on the map, because we really don't have any source of moisture here over at least the next 5 days. So I know it was a very wet and soggy weekend and start to the work week on Monday, but we've pretty much just shut off the faucet here over the next few days. Now you'll note right there, 10% on Sunday. I'm being very, very generous with 10%. I think more than likely it's probably closer to about 2 to 3% coverage of rain on Sunday. And we'll talk about why here in a little bit. But I mean, over the next 5 days, that's literally our only chance for rain. And more than likely that rain isn't going to be a chance for Jacksonville. It's going to be for southeastern Georgia. So we'll touch on it here in a second. Let's talk a little bit more, though, about the weekend itself. We're going to continue on this warming trend. So yes, a cool day tomorrow, but Friday, we bump those temperatures into the mid to upper 60s. Saturday, even higher. We're talking low 70s, 72 for your Saturday, mostly sunny skies, really just a beautiful day as a whole. And then Sunday, maybe 1 or 2 degrees warmer than that. We got a high 73, but our next front will be arriving pretty much throughout the day on Sunday. And this is the only spot that we're given that small chance. So a low, 10 to 30% chance of rain on Sunday will primarily be during the first part of the day. So between about 8 a.m. and noon on Sunday. It's going to be for the northern part of Ware County, Brantley, far northwestern Glenn County, and of course Pierce County as well. But does this mean you're going to have a rain day? No, not at all. We are talking just maybe 1 or 2 stray showers there on Sunday through the first part of the day. So if you're going to the Jags game, thankfully, you don't have to worry about any rain. I know this past Sunday, the game against the Colts was probably a little bit miserable for some folks out there, not due to anything that happened on the field. The Jags look great. They whooped some butt and tail against the Colts, but sitting in the stands, it was cold. It was rainy, especially if you're in the upper level, in the 300 level. It's kind of breezy up there. It was just kind of like a nasty winter day here in Jacksonville this past Sunday. Not the case this upcoming week against the Jets. Kickoff temperatures low 70s. We're staying in the 70s pretty much the whole game. We'll have a little bit of some cloud cover out there, but really our rain chances are going to stay very, very low through the whole game. So this is the front that's coming in. It is actually going to be a very strong front. It'll bring some showers across portions of central Georgia and up toward Macon, but by the time it drops into our corner of the world and our portion of southeastern Georgia, there's really not very much upper level moisture left. It's a rather dry environment, not only in the upper levels, but down to the surface as well. So we might try and squeeze out just 1 or 2 stray showers, as I had mentioned. That's pretty much it. The bigger story with this front is going to be the high pressure that moves in behind it and the colder air it's going to bring down in. Now, typically, you would think high pressure means beautiful sunshine and blue skies, right? In most cases, yes, but where this is going to set up kind of just off to our north, or even perhaps even to the northwest a little bit closer toward Atlanta, it's going to circulate in a northeast breeze on Monday. So a fairly stiff breeze as well, about 10 to 20 miles per hour. So although the worst of the cold air is going to miss us, yes, that's going to stay a little bit further to our north. That cold wind off the water, traversing over relatively warmer waters themselves, will create some fog, or at least at the very, least a low-level cloud deck, so to speak. So I would say from I-95 to the coast on Monday, don't be surprised if we are completely socked into the clouds. Are we expecting rain? No, not really, but it's going to be cold. It's going to be relatively cloudy and quite breezy out there. Temperatures in Jacksonville, we're going to be stuck in the 50s pretty much all day long. Check into inland locations, though. Although, I guess St. Simons up to Brunswick can be included in that as well. So southeastern Georgia, let's say, mid to upper 40s for your Monday afternoon highs. And that is just the air temperature itself. I mentioned the breeze out of the northeast, 10 to 20 miles per hour. Wind chills on Monday morning. Now, you do have to take this with a little bit of a grain of salt because this is model data. But wind chills, or real field temperatures, if you'd like to say it like that, in the 20s, if not even the teens, across some portions of inland southeast Georgia. So we're talking Waycross, Blackshear, Folkston. Yes, by 8 or 9 a.m. Monday morning, temperatures will more than likely be in the 30s and low 40s. But with the strong northeast breeze, wind chills are going to be in the teens, feeling like the mid to upper 20s around the Jacksonville area Monday morning. By Monday afternoon, we just talked about it. High is going to be stuck in the mid-50s, but still with the wind, it's going to be feeling like the 40s nearly all afternoon long for many folks along and north of the I-10 corridor. Now, areas further south may be a little bit warmer. That colder air is not going to punctuate so far south there on Monday. So from St. Augustine to Palatka, Palm Coast, Gainesville, yeah, you folks, it's going to be breezy, but you're still going to be in the 50s, or feeling like the 50s, I should say. Whereas the rest of us from I-10 North going to be feeling like the 40s. So that's a quick look ahead to next week. We're going to take another quick break. You come back. We're going to take one last look here at the 7-day, wrap things up. But we'll talk again here in a couple minutes. Welcome back in on this hump day, folks. We want to give you one last look here at the 7-day forecast. We got a few minutes left. So tomorrow, cold start to the day. Will be a chilly afternoon, though. Highs in the upper 50s for southeastern Georgia, low 60s for the Jacksonville area, and mid 60s for areas further south. But after that, then, every afternoon will be a little bit warmer. We just have to get through that potential freeze for inland locations on Friday morning. Frosty yet again for inland Nassau and Duval counties and out towards Baker County as well. So a frosty start Friday morning. By the afternoon, feeling like springtime practically. We're talking mid to upper 60s there to end the work week. It looks great for any Friday evening plans that you have. If you're heading down to St. Augustine for Nights of Lights, any sort of holiday shopping you got going on, really anything Friday evening that entails you being outside, perhaps going to check out the new Riverfront Plaza downtown. It's looking A-OK. Great weather for that. The weekend, Saturday is my pick of the whole week. Mostly sunny skies, not too much of a wind. Highs themselves going to top off in the low 70s. So actually a few degrees warmer than average for this time of the year. So a great just kind of forecast for your Saturday as a whole. Sunday, also looking pretty good. I guess I'm just a little impartial to Saturday. 73 there. Well, we're putting a 10% chance for just one or two stray showers across our far northern southeastern Georgia county. So we're talking Waycross and Blackshear for maybe just one rain shower at best. Otherwise, 95% of us are going to stay dry there on Sunday. It looks great for the Jags game, hopefully improving to 10-4 on the season against the Jets. And then once that front that brings that stray shower chance crosses over us on Sunday, you wake up Monday, more than likely going to have a lot more cloud cover. It's going to be quite breezy with those onshore northeast winds and temperatures. They will be stuck in the 50s for Jacksonville. For areas northward across the state line in Georgia, could be stuck in the 40s. Wind chills all day long. Unfortunately, going to be making things feel even colder. So we have not issued it yet, but I would not be surprised if we do put out a weather impact alert on Monday, simply for the wind chill factor, not only for Jacksonville, but especially across some of our more inland areas and southeastern Georgia. You wake up Monday morning, wind chills in the 20s or below. That would certainly reach our threshold of a weather impact alert. So be prepared.